Welcome to New Sky TV. Today's spotlight belongs to Guo Yuxin. Who would have thought that Guo Yuxin would actually move the audience to tears this time with the finale of the new series just released? The plot twists have gone into overdrive. Initially dismissed by many as an ordinary production, the show staged a stunning comeback. It racked up over 1 billion views in just 9 days, emerging as an unexpected, heartwarming dark horse hit. Even more surprising was the explosive emotional chemistry between Guo Yuxin and her co-star in the finale. Many viewers found themselves deeply emotionally affected by the final scene. What is the magic that makes this show so addictive? And what is it about Guo Yuxin that has once again made her the talk of the town? If one looks only at the view counts, this might seem like just another short-form drama that went viral overnight, but is traffic really the only reason audiences keep coming back? From its launch on the Hangzhou platform on July 18th, the show hit over 1 billion valid views and a peak popularity score of 77.82 million in just 9 days, while also garnering over 3 million saves and a 9.5 rating. How did all these impressive figures align? Was it merely luck? Notably, the character Chang Ling, played by Guo Yuxin, is not a female lead whose story is driven solely by romance. Instead, she is an ordinary woman standing at the intersection of workplace pressure, a failed marriage, and self-doubt. Why is it that such a character makes it easier for the audience to relate and empathize? When facing a failed marriage, complex workplace dynamics, and unresolved past feelings, what is truly the hardest part? Walking away from someone or rediscovering oneself? Meanwhile, the introduction of the new chairman, Zilian, played by Zhang Qi, adds a layer of suspense to the narrative. The two had parted ways abruptly 5 years ago only to reunite in a professional setting. Why does this ex-lover-turned-boss trope resonate so powerfully with viewers? If a former deep love suddenly became a colleague you had to face every day, would you choose to run from the past or re-examine that relationship? Judging by the narrative pacing established by screenwriter Yu Hang and director Shiyu, the show avoids simply framing conflicts in terms of right versus wrong, instead constantly turning the issues back onto the characters themselves. Could this be a key reason why the show continues to spark so much discussion? In particular, when Chang Ling faces familial emotional manipulation and past trauma, she doesn't simply resort to hysteria. Instead, she gradually establishes boundaries through a series of choices. Isn't this approach far more realistic than the typical revenge fantasy narrative? From the perspective of an ordinary person, the show's true appeal may not lie in the romantic outcome between the leads, but rather in how it confronts issues many adults are afraid to face, such as how to start over after a failed marriage, how to let go of past hurts, and how to maintain one's dignity in the workplace. Aren't these issues that everyone can relate to in their own lives? Looking at the metrics, over 3 million saves and 6 million likes on the Hangzhou platform, along with a flood of viewer feedback, one thing is clear: audiences are no longer just looking for thrilling plot twists. They increasingly value authentic characters, emotional resonance, and stories that provoke thought. Does this signal a shift in short-form dramas from a mere pursuit of shock value toward more nuanced character development? Personally, I believe the most noteworthy aspects of Guo Yuxin's work isn't any sensationalism, but the realistic path of growth she crafted for Chang Ling. It shows that one doesn't need to become strong overnight. Simply stopping the habit of self-negation, even in small increments, is a way of reclaiming control over one's life. For the average viewer, isn't this kind of growth far more powerful than a dramatic, explosive revenge plot? Even more intriguing is the question of whether this trend, stories blending workplace dynamics, past romance, and female empowerment, will lead future short dramas to rely less on cliched, melodramatic conflicts and focus instead on character relationships, real-world pressures, and emotional depth. If audiences have grown weary of formulaic comeuppance stories, could the next wave of enduring hits be works like this, seemingly come on the surface, yet building emotional intensity layer by layer? And when Chang Ling and Zilian stand face to face again, what truly compels the audience to keep watching might not be whether they ultimately reconcile, but rather the unresolved matters from 5 years ago, and just how many hidden truths remain to be uncovered. As the past intrudes upon the present, how will the two of them confront the issues they once deliberately tried to escape? What truly gives a short drama lasting impact? Is it the metrics, or the lingering emotions that stay with the audience long after the show ends? Judging by viewer feedback, the acclaim for Guo Yuxin's performance stems not merely from her character's likability, but from her nuanced, natural portrayal of Chang Ling's shifting emotions, ranging from joy and timidity to heartache. Why is it that a performance capable of conveying deep pain without resorting to shouting or histrionics resonates so powerfully with ordinary viewers? Many people watch dramas not to find a perfect person, but to find someone who understands them. For Chang Ling, those moments of hesitation, grievance, and eventual recovery mirror the emotional journeys many adults have experienced themselves. When we have faced rejection, misunderstanding, or self-doubt in our own lives, watching a character gradually regain her confidence serves as a gentle reminder not to give up on ourselves. Perhaps the true distinction of this drama, which is hailed as being more than just a romance, lies right here. It avoids equating female growth with simply becoming tough or aggressive. Instead, it reveals that true strength can simply mean having the courage to acknowledge the past and move forward. Isn't this kind of growth both gentler and more grounded in reality? The frequent comments from viewers, such as "it made me cry and I hate to see it end," suggest that leaving a lingering emotional resonance is often more important than engineering a sensational plot twist. Could this signal a future trend where short dramas increasingly prioritize emotional value? Yet, what truly makes it hard to let go of the story may not be the events themselves, but the unspoken words buried deep within the characters' hearts. As the past is revisited, what other unexpected emotional shifts might the audience discover? Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.